Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Dan. And today, I have another superhero film to review for you, folks. And this time around, it's this movie, folks. The ninth installment of the X-Men film franchise. And a direct sequel to X-Men Days of Future Past, I guess you can say. So, yeah, I guess this time around, they're gonna fight off a really deadly enemy. And yeah, the thing is that this film did get mixed reviews, next to negative, really. But personally speaking, here's a little surprise twist for you folks. Despite that, this is actually my personal favorite of the franchise, really. So, yeah, technically, I guess you want to get down to it, it is a prequel again. How many prequels can you make to these films? I mean, holy hell. But anyway, folks, yeah, bottom point here, yes, it is a prequel. So I just figured I would review this one as well, since I did the same to the others. So yeah. Well, they do have to fight somebody because it's a superhero comic book thing. They always have to fight somebody. So I guess it makes perfect sense to have them fight off um, the individual that could bring the end of the world, so to speak. So anyway, as usual, folks, I do have the top of the plot. So let's just get into it, shall we? So here we go, folks. In this film, we get to see that there is this ancient mutant who's been around for quite some time. And is said to be the first mutant on here. So let's just say he was unintentionally revived in the year of 1983. And yeah, let's just say he does plan to basically wipe out the modern civilization. Well, modern civilization in the 80s anyway. And yes, of course, attempting to take over the world. And it's up to the lead of these young X-Men to attempt their best to basically stop him. So, yeah, it's pretty damn crazy. Yes, we get to see the villain here obviously having his own team, which he eventually gathered, because get it, that right there in itself is supposed to be a Bible reference. Anyway, we get to see the young team, of course, and they of course want to do their best and be heroes. And yeah, we get to see Magneto again making another return. And yes, he does have a bit of flashback thing going on here, folks. Yeah, one thing I would definitely admit is that they really try to expand upon this character, even though he was part of the major characters in a lot of these movies. So in this one, they really try to explore his family life and whatnot, which I guess does make sense. Said already in one of my previous videos that this was supposed to be his son and whatnot. Which I have to admit, I do wish that they could have explored that angle a bit more because I mean, it's like, okay, the world is ending, so it's like, fuck it. Might as well just trying to get to know each other a bit more, but just a missed opportunity is what I'm saying here. A very missed opportunity here. Obviously, we're gonna have the good mutants wanting to help everybody else, despite being different, of course. And yeah, while simultaneously find out the other mutants as well. So yeah. And I do think it's a pretty cool thing that we get to see the young characters grow older and whatnot. It kind of does help to make you feel more attached to these characters to some degree because you do get to see them, getting older and whatnot. So that's definitely a nice little detail they have with this franchise, since that these movies are supposed to be coexisting within the same universe as the others. So yeah. So do think the end of the world thing has been really overused in comic book movies, and I mean that's not my way of bashing this movie, folks. I'm not bashing this movie or anything, but that is just something I didn't notice. Just Vanity War, and then like Justice League, or even movies like Logan, which I will review next, by the way. And even Days of Future Past had done the same kind of thing here. Yeah, it's just something I didn't notice, folks. So there's that. To think that the superhero genre was not the only. Yeah, these were not the only films that were guilty of doing the same thing, but there were other movies that did this as well, such as. Yeah, there's like a lot of the end of the world movies, folks. Obviously, I'm not going to show every single one in this video because that's going to take too long. But yeah, the end of the world movies seem to have their own brand of, I guess, creativity for a lot of these filmmakers. They combine the adrenaline rush of disaster movies with the creepy dread of horror movies to some degree, I guess. So you're gonna definitely have this feeling of this pause, pumping suspense throughout the entire movie, while characters are trying to survive, of course. And sometimes the movies will take place as the world is about to end, or maybe afterwards, or what have you. Or maybe yeah, this kind of thing can play out some sort of matter or what have you. So you can have this kind of sense where you have to sit there and mentally create your own and the world's kind of scenario if the characters don't make it. So yeah, sometimes it would be like an extinction kind of event, and you wonder how the characters may come out with the other survivors and whatnot. Maybe the film itself can take place sort of in between kind of scenarios and whatnot. So yeah, there's that going on. Well, folks, I've been around for quite some time, so yeah, you can always bring up the fact that I've seen quite a bit of movies. So yeah, I'm going to be noticing some patterns here, obviously. Well, anyway, point being is that this character has been around since what, maybe the dawn of civilization. He basically really was worshipped as a god. He was the first and most powerful mutant from the X-Men universe, and he wants to basically absorb all the powers of the other mutants as well, becoming immortal and basically invincible. But the thing is that upon awakening after thousands of years, he is delusioned with the world as he finds it, undeemable in some ways. So he wants to basically start from scratch, so to speak. So he basically has these team members, of course. So there's that going on. He has his own motivations, of course. So he does that. So anyway, that's basically the summary of the story, you can say. Pretty action-packed. The action sequences are actually rather nice in this one. And honestly, folks, I don't believe that this film deserves all that hate this film has been receiving. I mean, is this movie perfect? No, this is far from a perfect movie. Don't get me wrong. But it's nowhere near as shitty as some people have claimed to be. There definitely have its moments, really. It really does. Like the acting, like the makeup effects, like the overall premise, and I like the concept, the idea. I thought it was actually pretty well executed. I was never bored actually, so you must have done something right. So anyway, folks, the writing isn't the writing style was serviceable, and the CGI, even though I do think maybe the CGI was a bit much, but it still was good for what it's worth. And I did think uh I do like how the characters trying to do the best, even though it's like a death battle kind of a thing going on here. So they're trying to prove that the heroes are trying to do the best they can, even in a situation like this. So anyway, I'll give this film an overall rating of a 7.3 out of 10. It gets a 7.3 out of 10. And as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah.